Guys, how's it going? Today I have a special guitar pedal to show you guys. So this is the G-Town Custom Amps Holy Grail Overdrive. It is a handmade overdrive pedal by a man in Russia called Martin, and he no longer sells his pedals anymore because of the whole Russia, embargo. Because Russia invaded Ukraine, so nowadays it's very hard to get anything from Russia. So basically, he stopped making this pedal, stopped exporting them, and now they have gone up in price a lot. The MSRP for this pedal is $150 US. Now you can find them on Reverb for over $300. I got this for 300 actually. I paid double for it. You might be wondering why you pay so much money for a guitar pedal. And my answer is, first of all, there's always supply and demand, right? And of course, we can't get any more of this pedal, so obviously the prices are going to go up. And another thing is, this pedal might be one of the few I think that are actually even might be worth double the price. Like, I don't say that often. Like, you see Klon Centaurs. Now recently the Digitech Bad Monkey has gone up in price. Those pedals are not worth paying that much price for, but I think this pedal, even at double the price, it still could be worth it because it's a really good pedal. Like, if you look online and you look at Dumble type pedals, and what I mean by that, for people who don't know, Dumble type pedals are a type of overdrive pedal that tries to emulate the sound of a Dumble amplifier. So Dumble amplifiers are known to be some of the most desired amplifiers on the market. They regularly fetch 100,000 over, six figures and over. So they're very hard for most people to get, and therefore a lot of people have made pedals that sound like Dumble amplifiers because, well, it's very hard for anyone to get Dumble amplifier, and there's a lot of guitarists out there that have used Dumble amplifiers like John Mayer and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Robin Ford and Larry Carlton. All these famous guitar players have used. Kenny Wayne Shepherd is another one. Yeah, all these famous guitarists have used Dumble amplifiers. Carlos Santana is another one actually as well. So yeah, so many famous guitarists have used Dumble amplifiers, but no one, the common person, can't really get their hands on one. So you have an industry of guitar builders, guitar pedal builders that have made Dumble pedals. And I think this one, the G-Town Custom Amps Holy Grail Overdrive, is one of the best out there. And there's a whole bunch, it ranges from cheaper ones, right? Actually, the original MSRP of $150 is very reasonable for this. But there's also J Rocket, the Dude. There's the Vertex Ultraphonics. There's the Mad Professor Symbol. I have actually with me another kind of Dumble overdrive pedal, the Wampler Euphoria, which I'll compare to later in this video. That's also around, actually this one's around 200 bucks. But these are considered kind of lower end Dumble pedals, believe it or not. They're still fairly expensive, but these are considered lower end Dumble pedals. And you go into the higher end, you get into $300, $400, $500, $600 range, right? That's when you get into pedals like the Ethos Overdrive, the Cornerstone Gladio, the Amplified Nation Big Bloom, the Shin Music Dumbleoid. Yeah, these are all really expensive Dumble type pedals. And then the two powered ones, actually, the Tubesteader Beekeeper or the Kingsley pedals. All these are kind of trying to be like the Dumble sound, and they're all significantly expensive. Pretty expensive pedals. So Dumble pedals can really be expensive because they're trying to emulate, a guitar amplifier that's in the six figures. So there's people that's ready to willing to pay that kind of money. Anyways, after looking online, I did all my research, right, looking at all the different Dumble overdrive pedals out there to see what could be the best ones. I found this one, the Holy Grail Overdrive, that people say competes pretty well actually with the Amplified Nation Big Bloom and the Shim Music Dumbleoid, which are two of the ones I was looking at. And this is more compact than those pedals, and it's a bit cheaper too. Even at the inflated price of 300 bucks, it's still cheaper than the Dumbleoid and the Amplified Nation Big Bloom. So yeah, I guess I overpaid for this pedal, but it still ended up being cheaper than those other pedals I was looking at. And it's got actually maybe even more controls than those pedals, because this has the jazz rock switch, but in addition to that, it has a round open sharp setting. So it has a few more settings actually than those more expensive Dumble pedals I was looking at, and it's more compact too. So I figured, why not give it a shot? Everyone online says this is the real deal. like people who have owned Dumbleoids and Big Blooms and the other ones, right, that I mentioned, they have said that this is among the best Dumble overdrive pedals on the market. And it's actually really unfortunate that Martin the Builder cannot sell his pedals anymore because of the Russian embargo. But yeah, this is really one of the best Dumble overdrive pedals out there. So anyways, enough of me talking. I do want to demo this pedal. It's really solidly built, by the way. Like, this is a pretty heavy pedal. It's really hard to show people like exactly the, you know, what this pedal feels like, but it's solid. Like, this is hefty. Compared to the like I said, the Wampler Euphoria is another one that could be considered a Dumble pedal, although it does more things than just be a Dumble pedal. It's also fairly versatile and has basically been on my pedal board for the last 6 years. It's a very versatile overdrive pedal that can do Dumble tones, but comparing the two, I mean, in terms of the build quality, they're both really nice, but this one just feels a lot heavier than the Euphoria. I mean, I don't know what's inside here, but there's something really heavy about this pedal that's pretty unique and interesting. And these like classic knobs are reminiscent of those on Dumble amplifiers. And yeah, like I said, it's got several different settings here. In addition to your drive, volume, tone, and mids, it's got round, open, sharp here, and then high cut here, which is basically the same as a jazz rock switch on Dumble amps and other Dumble pedals. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys what this is like and test it out against the Euphoria and see what it's like. Because yeah, there has to be something here that's, it's the case or something. It's, yeah, they both take 9-volt, of course, right? This is a modern pedal, not a vintage one. But yeah, this is, okay, the Wampler pedals, I love Wampler pedals, and I got 2 of them, the Tumnus and the Euphoria, and they're well built, but this is just on another level. It's just, yeah, it's so solid and so like hefty too. I just wonder what Martin put inside this pedal. Like, how did he build it? The construction is just, it's like a tank. Like, yeah, this is a boutique pedal, right? The Wampler pedal, but this is just on another level. So I don't know, like, it's hard to explain. And this was originally $150, which blows my mind, right? Like I said, even at $300, I don't mind paying that, because this is really just looks, it feels amazing, right? It just feels so solid. And wait till you guys hear the tone, right? Is this really a $300 pedal in terms of the tone? Well, that's up for you guys to debate. I personally think so. I'm going to demo this pedal in a bit, and this is a $200 pedal. So yeah, let's try them both out. The Wampler Euphoria versus the G-Town Custom Amps Holy Grail Overdrive. And yeah, like the name says, he also originally made Dumble type amplifiers as well before going into the pedals. Kind of similar to Amplify Nation, actually. But yeah, this is actually cheaper than the Amplify Nation pedal now. Anyways, better looking too, in my opinion. Alright guys, so now I have my Fender Stratocaster hooked up to my Milkman 1W Plus, which is similar to a, I would say it's in between a Fender Tweed and a Fender Blackface type of sound. So yeah, it's basically a Fender type of amp. And I have 3 Dumble inspired overdrives here. So the far right one is called the Tube Steader Lightkeeper. This was previously the most expensive pedal I bought. It's $250, but it's tube powered. It's got 112X7 preamp tube there. And really this pedal is good at, it's trying to emulate the clean channel of the Dumble Overdrive Special. So it's really good as a kind of a clean boost all the way up to a light grit type of overdrive sound. And it's really good at stacking. So it's good at stacking with other overdrive pedals. And today we'll be testing out these 2 overdrive pedals that are inspired by the Dumble Overdrive Special as well, but more of the dirty channel of the Overdrive Special. So this is really the clean channel of the Overdrive Special, or ODS. These 2 may be more like the dirt channel of the, or the overdrive channel of the ODS. So yeah, we're gonna test out both the G-Town Holy Grail Overdrive as well as the Wampler Euphoria, see how they compare. And I think it should be pretty good. So now the Holy Grail Overdrive is the most expensive pedal I ever bought. I mean, $300 is a lot for a pedal, but I hope you guys can see soon, maybe to see how much the $300 actually gets you. Now keep in mind, this is originally $150, but I think even at $300, it's a lot of tone for that price. In the Euphoria at $200. So the Euphoria is actually the cheapest out of these 3, $200, and then Tube Steader Lightkeeper $250. And the Holy Grail Overdrive originally $150, and at $150 it's basically a steal, but now it's $300 because they're not made anymore. But even then, I think it's still fairly solid for that price. So yeah, this is my clean sound. I have a little bit of reverb on, and I'm going to be using my neck middle setting on my Strat. There's a little bit of compression going on as well, but nothing that colors the tone too much. Single coil sound that everyone's familiar with. Now if I turn on the tube setter light keeper, you get a bit of a boost, right? A bit of a boost. Turn that boost off. Yeah, so this is the boost here. You guys can hear that. I'm going to leave it off actually. I can also turn on this one for more mids, add more mids. Actually adding a bit more gain. You can turn the gain a little bit down. You go middle. So you guys can hear it's this light keeper pedal is definitely a lower overdrive pedal, and that's why Tube Starter sells the Beatkeeper, which adds that overdrive channel. So I only wanted to have the clean channel for this pedal because I wanted to use this as a nice kind of preamp overdrive boost type of pedal here. Doesn't add too much, doesn't color the tone too much actually. This will add both the boost and the mid on. So that's a nice clean tone, but it's not exactly what we associate with the Dumble, right? We're associating overdrive tones with the Dumbles. That's where these two pedals come in. So I use this basically as a nice stacker, so I can stack it into other overdrives. I think it's better that way, but especially since we're using Dumble pedals here, right, for overdrive, because this is supposed to be the clean channel of a Dumble, and how a Dumble works for the overdrive is that it's a clean channel of the Dumble cascaded into the gain stage, and these two are essentially added. They're basically the gain stage, right, and this one being the clean. So once I turn this pedal on, basically it's like the clean channel cascading into the gain stages in a real Dumble amp. All right, so first, actually let's go with the Euphoria first. And the smooth setting is basically the Dumble setting here. There's also the open and the crunch, but that's really kind of like a little bit more aggressive sounding, not really like a Dumble. So the smooth setting is the most that's like a Dumble here. I'm gonna leave. I think this bass is actually adding bass, so I'm gonna just turn it like this. So this is actually not the bass control, but it's actually how much bass you want to add. So I can turn that one a little bit down. Gain, volume, and tone at 12 o'clock. Okay, so this is adding the Wampler Euphoria in the smooth setting, which is the closest to a Dumble, I think, for this type of pedal. Yeah, so yeah, the other ones are definitely more aggressive sounding, but the smooth one I think is the most like a D style pedal. So here's the Euphoria. So again, this is without the Euphoria, just the light keeper. With the Euphoria on, with those settings. Now you guys can hear it's really like cascading, right? This is kind of the clean channel cascading into the gain channel here. So now you hear definitely more of a gain type sound now. So yeah, that is the Wampler Euphoria. It's a great sounding overdrive pedal. That's why I've kept it on my pedal board for such a long time. It's very versatile. It's one of the most versatile overdrives I've ever heard, actually. It's fairly transparent. and it can do the D stuff, right? It does the Dumble stuff, but it also does more because it can be more aggressive too. If I do smooth setting, it's a bit more aggressive. Crunch setting, even more aggressive. Yeah, each of these toggles, they add a little bit more gain each time. But smooth setting, probably the most like a D type sound. Add more bass. Definitely thickens up the tone. And then you can add more gain, right? That's a Euphoria. It's overall really nice overdrive, very versatile, and certainly the smooth setting gets you fairly close to the Dumble sound, although I have to say out of all the Dumble pedals, this one is not particularly like a Dumble pedal, and I think that's not really what Brian Wampler was going for anyways. He just wanted a very versatile, transparent overdrive, more so than just being a strict Dumble clone. But this one, however, is trying to be more like a Dumble clone. So let's check it out. All right, the G-Town Holy Grail Overdrive, I'm going to put on the jazz setting, which is a little bit less mids compared to the rock setting. And I'm going to keep it round. And let's leave everything in the middle here. Tone, mids, volume, and drive right in the middle here in the 12 o'clock. All right, here is the G-Town Holy Grail Overdrive. Sounds a little bit more organic, right, compared to the Euphoria. So here's the Euphoria for comparison. Here's the Holy Grail. Yeah, it's a little bit more polite sounding. What if I switch this over to the open mode? Let's see. Sounding, not as much gain actually compared to the Wampler right now, and I have the gain in the middle, so it's not like the drive here is in the middle too. So I mean, I have them both at 12 o'clock, so I just think right now the Euphoria has more gain on tap. Okay, let's go to this sharp setting. It's very minor differences between these three actually. See, so this is the round setting. Open setting. Sharp setting. The differences are quite minor, I think, between these. All right, now this is the jazz setting, but what if we hit it to the rock setting? more gain and the more mids in this setting. I mean, it even says it's this high cut actually, so it's cutting out the highs, maybe more getting more mids. Definitely hear more mids and more lows actually in this setting compared to the I guess the other way, which is more like the jazz setting. So this is technically the rock setting, right? That's what it would be on the Dumble and the Dumble amps. But definitely less gain on tap. I mean, let's look at the Euphoria again, right? Yeah, Euphoria is definitely it's definitely more raw and more gain on tap compared to the Holy Grail Overdrive. Sounds more compressed. Yeah. The Holy Grail is definitely more compressed sounding compared to the Euphoria, which is a little bit more open sounding, I guess, more raw sounding. Euphoria looks like it has more gain on tap. Let's see, we can add more drive. Let's see how much drive. Because let's see if we can make it sound like more like the Euphoria. Oh man, this is... I think we need a more high end here. Yeah, the rock setting, I mean, it definitely cuts the highs, that's for sure. It says a high cut. Definitely cuts the highs, so you definitely hear, all you hear are like mids and lows right now. Basically the top end has been completely taken off. Okay, let's switch it over. I don't particularly like that one as much. I want my highs back. Definitely better for me. Yeah, definitely I prefer having my highs. So compared to like this, I mean, maybe some people like it, but for me, I prefer to have my highs. I mean, you can this setting, the rock setting or whatever, yeah, it just cuts too much highs out. Now all you have are mids and lows. It sounds pretty, I don't know, like it doesn't sound as detailed to me. No, not much clarity in this one. So I want to have the jazz setting, which gives me more highs. It's more clear sounding to me. Even with high drive, it doesn't sound like it's... Yeah, it's definitely more polite sounding than the Euphoria. Yeah, is that a word for the sound? I mean, it sounds more polite. It's just, it sounds more cleaned up. Euphoria is just like it wants to take your head off or something when you do something like that. Just more in your face, more forward, more raw. So that's the Euphoria. If I try the Holy Grail. So more polite sounding, if that makes sense. You really tries to be a polite sounding overdrive, I guess. I mean, this is with everything kind of, I mean, maybe I'll do more round, I guess, if that makes a difference. Okay, so it doesn't sound as dark anymore. Sounds less dark, actually. Interesting. And it definitely sounds more, I guess. Yeah. Oh, more gain up here. Okay, so the open setting sounds more dark for sure, and the round setting doesn't sound as dark. Okay, sharp. Let's go with sharp setting. Okay. Now I think it sounds, it's got a little bit more grit on it. Turn up the mids and the volume a little bit. Oh, okay. So now I've opened up a little bit more, so it has a little bit more drive on it now. Interesting. It's the Euphoria. Then interesting. I think it's very sensitive. The knobs on the Holy Grail are very sensitive. I can actually dial in a huge amount of tone, huge range of tones actually with this. If I just turn back all the knobs. It's polite again. Yeah, it has a huge range of tones. It can be polite or it can be aggressive. It really, the knobs really change it a lot. And that's something I can't say for every pedal, because some pedals, the knobs don't change the actual sound that much. But it seems like the Holy Grail, if I change the knob, if I turn the knobs and tweak it a bit, it just sounds like a different pedal now. It's way more aggressive than before. See, if I dial the knobs down. Very, very polite sounding now, right? Or if I switch to round mode. Very polite sounding. If I change it to sharp mode and dial the knobs up. Very aggressive sounding now. Yeah, so it can be aggressive or polite. It changes a lot based on the knobs and this setting here. The rock setting. Yeah, I don't really like this setting. It takes away too much high end. I'm just going to leave it here. But yeah, you can dime it. Wonder what happens if I dime it. It's so loud now. Very sharp, very fast. Okay, that's pretty amazing. That's almost like a full tone OCD or something. That's a lot. This actually has a lot of gain on tap. I didn't realize that. Okay, so yeah, the Euphoria definitely does. Right, if you turn the gain up. So I think if I change this to. I think the Euphoria is a very nice pedal, but in terms of the actual versatility, I mean, I thought the Euphoria was I mean, it is a versatile pedal, right? Still a very versatile pedal, but the Holy Grail might be even more versatile. I mean, even through all these settings, yeah, the Euphoria always sounds like it's a really nice, like, it's got grit to it, basically. Whatever sound setting it's on, it's got grit to it. So like smooth setting, it's got grit no matter what setting it's on. So the Euphoria is it's a nice transparent. They say transparent overdrive, but it's definitely got grit to it, no matter which setting I'm on. Whereas with the Holy Grail, it seems like geez, I can dial it all down, right? Or just put in the middle here. But it totally changes. See, it's very light grit. Very polite, very light grit. Yep. And then if I change to open, sharp. Yeah. I think the Holy Grail definitely it's even more versatile than the Euphoria, and I never thought I could say that about any pedal, because I thought the Euphoria was pretty versatile, and it is, but it's just Holy Grail is even more. Like if I turn all the knobs right on the Euphoria, say I turn up all the knobs on the Euphoria, but you see how it sounds. The tone signature is pretty much the same, right? With the Euphoria, it's just once you turn the knobs up, it just adds more gain and more volume, which is expected. But the bass tone stays about the same, right? It's just adding more, more gain and more volume. But the Holy Grail, it's like it turns into a totally different pedal when I turn the knobs up. See, normally, right? And then that's with everything set at 12 o'clock. But once I turn everything up, it's like it turns into the Euphoria now. So now it turns into the Euphoria. So I think the Holy Grail is even more versatile than the Euphoria, and that's really saying a lot, right? The Euphoria is already pretty versatile overdrive pedal. The Holy Grail is even more versatile than the Euphoria, because you guys just saw, right? Like with all the controls at noon, it sounds very polite, very low gain, and then once you turn everything up, it's like a totally different pedal. It turns into the high gain setting of the Euphoria. So that's pretty interesting. Whereas the Euphoria always seems to have that grit, right? No matter what setting you're on. So yeah, I think it's really cool. The Holy Grail overdrive, it's so versatile. Like you can have it low gain, you can have it as it's just like a low gain boost type of thing. Even if I turn it back down, it can be low gain boost. Yeah, you see how low gain that is? So changing the knobs on the Holy Grail changes everything. Wow. Yeah, this pedal, it's once you fiddle around the knobs, it can actually be a totally different animal. So it can go from a low gain type of boost all the way to like high grit. Like it can go from low gain to high gain. It's almost like a full range overdrive, right? It's like a full tone OCD or something. That's pretty cool. Whereas the Euphoria always seems to have a little bit of grit no matter what. So yeah, that's the interesting thing about these two pedals, I think. They're both nice pedals. The Holy Grail is even more versatile than the Euphoria, which is something I never thought I would say, but it is, which is really, really cool. So that's why when I'm saying $300 for this pedal, it's a lot of money. It's the most I've ever spent on a pedal, but I mean, the amount of tones you can get out of this pedal is amazing. Anything from low gain, low grit type of boost, all the way up to high gain, like full tone OCD type of stuff. That's a huge range of tones you can get out of it. So it's definitely not just a Dumble overdrive. It's a lot more than that. I mean, it's based on the Dumble overdrive type of sound, but it can be a lot more than that. All right, so now I'm gonna just play like a bit of a backing tune, And we're gonna keep the light keeper on as always, and then we're gonna turn little things up on the Holy Grail. Just type jam. Hear that Dumble type of sound. It does sound like a Dumble now a lot. So definitely, when you have the right settings, it definitely sounds a lot like a Dumble for sure. And a lot more like a Dumble than the Euphoria does, actually. Hear that creamy type of overdrive you associate with Dumbles, right? Very dynamic, very creamy type of overdriven tones. It's pure Dumble right now. Creamy overdriven sounds now. have heard, that's some pretty creamy overdrive sounds right there. Very Dumble-esque, a lot of dynamics, a lot of harmonics, overtones, all that sort of thing you would normally associate with a Dumble is there. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's the Wampler Euphoria compared with the new Holy Grail Overdrive, and I think even at $300, it's worth it. I mean, this pedal just does so much. It's not just the Dumble tones, but you can also use it as a kind of more transparent, light grit type of sound as well. As you guys have heard, it does a whole range of sounds. So yeah, it does a Dumble thing and much more than that, actually. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions about the Holy Grail Overdrive, let me know, or the Euphoria. But personally, I think these are both really good, nice overdrives, both very versatile. The Holy Grail definitely does the Dumble a lot better than the the Euphoria does, and it's actually even more versatile than the Euphoria, I'd say. So that's impressive. I never thought, I thought this was the most versatile overdrive for a very long time until I picked this up. So yeah, and the Lightkeeper as well. This is also really nice overdrive too, very versatile as well. But this is more for a light gain type of sound. The Holy Grail overdrive though does everything, light gain all the way to grit, to a more very full range overdrive type of sound. So, and yeah, I'll definitely be keeping this on my pedal board. It's my new favorite overdrive pedal. So I really hope that Martin can make these overdrives again and sell them again, because he really hit it out of the park for this. He also made like a 335 version, which is more like a Larry Carlton type of sound. But this is maybe more of a, I don't know, Robin Ford or something. But yeah, I definitely hope he continues making more pedals, because these pedals are way too good, and it's really a shame that he can't sell them right now because of the Russia embargo thing. But yeah, it's definitely my new favorite overdrive so far. That's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this little demo and sound comparison. And as always, let me know if you guys have any questions, and thanks for watching.